wall to wall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, I can hardly even get that down that edge.
If you think what I did with the roots is bad, some of you may not like what I'm about to do next. Yes, this is my confession. I have over 100 plants in my house that desperately need a root pot. So yes, I have over 100 plants that need repotting in all different shapes and sizes. I have plants that probably haven't been repotted for maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer. So instead of doing a couple here, a couple there every other weekend, it's not fast enough for all of the plants that I need. And if I keep doing that, I'm probably going to go till next winter. So I've decided that I'm going to try and do as many as possible in one go. Now I'm going to give myself a little bit of reprieve. It's going to be today and tomorrow. Let's see how we go. I'm going to bring you with me. So if you love repotting and you love seeing lots of overgrown roots and things, today is going to be a great video. Okay, so the way I think I'm going to do this is I have a whole lot of Alocasias here, so that's going to be batched together. I have a whole lot of cacti here that just need their soil to be a little bit lighter, so that's going to be another section. I have the same plant here 4 times. That's going to go all into one pot. I have some Calatheas here that have been more outside than inside that need a little bit of a fix. I have a whole pot here of growths, but most of them are in soil, so that should be a fairly easy pot up, hopefully. And then everything else is probably an Aroid or a Philodendron that needs a little bit more fixing. So I'm going to start with perhaps the smaller ones and the ones that are the easy wins, so the Alocasias and the cacti, and that way I can make up all of my potting mix in one go. I don't know if you do this, but for me, I actually make a slightly different potting mixture, like my own DIY, for almost every single plant type. So I have a list of what I like to do for Alocasias, for cacti, for Philodendrons. So I'm a little bit specific like that. I like to give my plants the best of the best. I know not everyone is like that, but that's just me. So let me get all the potting mixes ready and I'll come back and we'll start the repot. I'm going to move some of these other plants before I start, but I'm not going to. Okay, first one. I knew this guy needed a repot. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Yes, I just re-watered it. There's a flat little corm there. I'm going to leave them all. This is my Maharani. Okay, there we go. One down. Took about, what, 3 minutes? So that's a good sign. We're starting off well. And I think this is where I say, I got 99 problems, but this ain't one. Sorry, bad joke, dad joke. Okay, I won't do that again. Right, next one. Where do I put it now? Next one. Off screen. Number two, I didn't want to disturb this one too much because it's got a brand new leaf coming out. Well, look at that beautiful leaf. Okay, 2. Right, we need to move fast. We need to move faster, don't we? Up to my 4th plant, and I came across a problem already. I didn't have a 180 pot. That's what I wanted. 140 to 180. No idea what that is in inches. Sorry, guys. This one has got a few dead roots, I think. There we go. They're not nice bright white, so there are some new ones, but these have not done well. Yeah, look. So. This is my Alocasia amazonica. Hasn't got the best. I wanted it to have pink, but it's now got a flower, which, to be honest, I don't want. I don't want it. So I'm gonna have to cut that off. So this one has been outside all the time, but it's only just coming back. It's got another new leaf. Oops, there's a few roots coming out the base. Roots, 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 roots. This is what I'm doing outside because there is sand coming off of it. So this one here is actually from a video that I did about a year ago. I bought it as a tiny, tiny baby with only the mama plants at a visit to Ultra Nursery. I think it was like about my 6th video ever on YouTube, one of my very, very first videos. And while the mama plant isn't doing the best because it just hibernated through a very wet winter, it has got all of these new growths. So now that I've repotted, I cannot wait to see how this one grows and gives me bigger leaves because the variegation is everywhere. It's just beautiful variegation. This is an Alocasia Galgania. I have no idea how to say it. I'm repotting and this thing's coming off. Oh, he's got a tiny, tiny root. Corm, brand new. He has to go in. Okay, so this plant fell apart as I was putting it in, so it's obviously haven't got the best roots. I need to do some corm hunting. No wonder this girl wasn't doing too well. So that's what's left. So let's put her some nice fresh mix. Probably could put her in the same pot, just get rid of all the old soil. Right, I'm just trying to take a little bit of this skin off to help it. There we go. I've got it a little bit cleaner. It looks white against my skin, but a little bit cleaner so it's easier to grow from that point because it was quite dry. All the dry old stuff was on there. So let's put him there. And then these, I'm just gonna literally plonk in. Ah. So there's the thing, when he starts shooting a new leaf, I might just chop that one off. And then again, when it's a little bit healthier, I'll chop that one off because they're not the best leaves, but for now, they're helping to get a little bit of photosynthesis, a little bit of sunlight. Nope. So now that I've done 6 plants in about 40 minutes, I'm going to do a bit of a challenge right at the beginning here. So right now, I want you to write down how many you're estimating, how many plants do you think I will get through out of the 100 in this video? Do you think I'm going to do all 100? Do you think I won't survive at all and perhaps only do half? Let me know what you think right now at the beginning of this video. Write it down. And then at the end of the video, I'll tell you exactly how many I got through out of the 100, hopefully all 100, but we'll see. And then I want you to write whatever we get in the comments. Let's see who's the closest and let's see who actually guesses correctly. Did you write it down? Okay, I'll give you a second. Go get some paper. Okay, done. Right. So this is my cacti mix. There we go. So normally people just use cacti mix straight out of a bag, but I actually do like to add a little bit in, as I said right at the beginning. So I add a bit of Lechuzapon or zeolite or something a little bit rocky stony just to go through, just again for that little bit of aeration. And I do put a tiny bit of sand in there as well because sand helps the drainage, but also it just feels cactusy. So I like adding maybe 10% sand to my mix as well. These have not been repotted in a long time. Oh, I moved a little bit. Come on. Come on. Oh. It's literally going to pop out. Oh. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is nuts. That is not good. I might have to cut that actually. It's like hard as rock. Okay, no wonder they're a little bit droopy. Do it left-handed. Oh, look how dry it is. Dry it is. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, all dead. One, go. That one, probably going to be exactly the same with the roots. Let's see. I don't know if you can see this on camera because it's close up, but I'm pulling like no tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Okay, I think that one's a little better than the previous one. See, that is already yellow and wrinkly. It's been suffering. And there, look, that whole thing is gone. So there must be another root there somewhere holding it together because that's just gone together. See that? I can get it out. Oh. It's the shape of the pot. And again, not as bad as the last one. As the first one, I should say. Right, so now I've just done that, but I've also got this jade cutting in my group plant that just needs to go somewhere else because there's literally no drainage holes anymore. It's too old. Nicely sun stressed. Gets a lot of sun, this one. So I might just put these two together. I know it looks a bit weird, two different plants, but don't care. Right. Now, I don't know if you remember, but this is just a cutting that I literally just plonked into a pot. And it's from my jade video, cutting, talking about just propagating. So how you can literally just propagate it by cutting it off and propping it into a pot. And this is how much it's grown since I did that jade video, which was maybe 8 months ago, maybe 8 months. So they're slow growers, but growing quite beautifully just by plonking in a pot. And here is the other cuttings that I did, just plonking them in. I really like the red. Right, so I do have a little bit of cacti mix left. I've got 2 cacti to go. That's going to be quite hard because it's quite big and quite solid again. So I'm going to leave that till a little bit later. I want to clean up some more space and get me some more space so I can do the bigger plants. So I'm going to keep going with the smaller, easier plants because I'm feeling good. Momentum's high. We're getting through things very quickly. So let's keep going. Okay, this is what we got to go still. All of that, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that. These, all that corner, and those as well. Do that. I'm just going to use up this potting mix that I've got here. This is actually from a previous video that I did around climate change tips. So I'm going to reuse that because I have 2 peperomias here that need updating. This is my peperomia red edge. And I got to be honest, I thought it was a goner for a long time. And then I found a really nice spot back in the corner of the decking where my jungle kind of area is, and left it there. And it's actually quite a shady spot. And it's actually done really well. I'm surprised. So it does need, definitely needs a repot. And the pot is cracked as well. So that definitely needs help. And then this one here is a peperomia, can't remember the name, jelly, peperomia something jelly, I think. And again, not doing so well, although I must admit, I just put it into a place that I call Darwin's Corner. It was just a couple of cuttings, and I just wanted to see if they would survive or not. Didn't really care if it did or didn't, and it has. So these 2 peperomias I thought were both corners, and they've surprised me. So I'm going to put them into better soil and use up this mix that I've got here, which contains vermiculite. So go. Oh, look at that. It's ridiculous. Can you see that? No. Oh my gosh. The roots are actually probably better than I thought, but they're actually quite white, which is good. And they're not coming off when I pull at them, so that's also a good sign. Yes, I know it's only a spoon. It's going to take a little bit more spoonfuls. All right, that's one. And then, oh, surprisingly, it stayed. So I might wash that out. And then I'm going to, yeah, those roots, don't forget, they're really, really dry, so they don't look the best, but they also don't feel the best either right now. Definitely need more, don't I? Yeah. Okay, so I'll make more of that and do that off camera. Okay, I've decided to keep going with some of the Aroid mixes. So I have this one I saw. It definitely needs the water, but actually what it really needs is, look at this. Roots. So he needs a repot into a bigger pot. And then I have this one who is struggling specifically, but roots are coming out the base. I think it just got too wet over winter. This one is almost dead. I might throw it away. I might give it a repot. I have no idea yet. And then this one again, this was just a makeshift that I kind of ignored. My billet, non-variegated. But I'm going to give it a bit more love because it has survived through a tough love. And then finally, I've got this one here, which again has been out in the sun. It's a bit floppy, unfortunately. It needs more stability down the bottom. It's got sticks, but I want to separate the 2 plants. This is a Philodendron White Knight, I believe, or White Wizard. And it's got one plant that's coming out with really beautiful variegation. It's got like an almost white leaf tip. And then another one that has pretty much no variegation. So I want to separate them out and concentrate on this one, obviously. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go in that pot to that pot. Oh, that came out easier than I thought. Oh, there's a chunky monkey. Look at that. Can you see that? Chunky monkey there, and a chunky root there, and a chunky root. Wow. Look at them all. And then the base. That's pretty good. I'm not going to do much with it. I'm going to hardly touch it. Give it a bit of love. Whoops. I'm broken. Give it a bit of love and we'll come back. I'm making a ridiculous mess, but decent roots. Look at that. Good root system there. That's good. Okay, let's see if there's anything worth saving in this one. Probably. Oops, I told you. I hate these. Oh, hate these things. Nope. No, I'm just going to get rid of it. And then final one. Separate out. Okay. Right, let's see if they come apart easily. Okay, so there's a bigger plant with bigger roots and a smaller plant with smaller roots. And then when it gets healthy enough, I'll pop it on some kind of moss pole. But for now, stays on a stake. Right, I've still got a lot more repotting mix. There we go. So let me just check if there's any more aroids that need repotting, because I might just try and do them all at once. So this one here is a basic pothos. Now I had 3 stems. I moved it into a brighter light because it wasn't doing so well outside on a shelf. Did have to go through winter. And I've lost 2 out of the 3 stems, and this one is now starting to look a little bit wilty, as you can see. So there's definitely something going on in the base. So I think I'm just going to get rid of all of the potting mix that it's in, give it some fresh stuff, and see, fingers crossed, if I'm giving it more aeration, because this might be a little bit holding too much water. The stem is pretty much gone. Those roots pretty much gone. Yep, they're all gone. But that's what's been holding the plant on, because the stem hit the old soil mix and grew new roots. So I am still going to put this in. Yeah, I'm still going to put this in just for stability. And I'll put that, make sure that goes in. I'm also going to give it a smaller pot, because that pot is now ridiculous for its roots. It's much smaller now. Tiny. Again, let's just compare. I know it's a mess. Look at it. It's completely different. It's getting windy. Now I do have this one here. Again, not doing very well. Stayed out in winter all the time. But these leaves, I'm sure you've seen other YouTubers and things, these leaves, variegated, can get huge, absolutely huge. I just haven't looked after mine very well. And the soil is really, really compact now. It's too old. And it's even got like this long stem, which is going nowhere. So this is one of my fix-upper ones. So I want to get rid of all the soil again and almost start again. Now I'm being rough with these roots because I do want the old stuff to come off. Look how dry that is. Look. Should have been repotted a long time ago. Gosh, that looks so much better, doesn't it, that soil? It is coming towards the end of the day. It's going to get very dark very soon. The sun has literally gone over, so there's a little bit of light left. I'm going to tackle my prop box. I have lots of growth in here. I need to organize this stuff. Growing everywhere. It needs a bit of structure. I have, I don't know what, 10 plants in here or thereabouts. I'm going to repot all of these, and then I'm going to call it a day for today. I might prep some things for tomorrow. So for example, make some more potting mix, because I definitely need that. I need to take some sphagnum moss off of some pot-ups as well. So I'm going to do that later on tonight, and I'll get ready for tomorrow. So there is going to be day 2. So question, what have you counted so far? What number do you think I'm up to now? I haven't quite counted them yet, but I'm going to make it a bit of a challenge, because I'm going to do a couple of repots tonight, not necessarily 2, but I might do a couple of repots off screen, so you haven't seen them all yet, and you won't see them all till right at the end when I count every single one of them. So you'll see a little bit more video for today, then we'll leave it, and then I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning to finish off the rest of the day on a hot 30-degree days under this umbrella. I mean, that's just adorable. So cute. Morning, welcome to day 2 of my video. So I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is it's a beautiful day. It's definitely going to hit 29, 30 degrees Celsius today. Again, I'll put the Fahrenheit below for everyone up north, all my USA friends. And also, I did feel like I got through quite a lot of plants yesterday. They were the smaller ones, but it felt good. I thought I'd get a little bit overwhelmed, but the momentum kept going and I kept on doing it. I got to admit, if it wasn't for this video, I probably wouldn't repot this many plants in just one go. So feeling good about yesterday. Bad news. There is quite a bit of wind today. I wasn't expecting it. There's wind gusts of up to 30 kilometers per hour. So they might have some impact. We'll see. I don't want dust and everything flying into my face, into my eyes. We should be okay, I think. But the other bad news is I have not been in shorts for a long time, and I am today. So if there's any reflection off of my very white legs into the camera, then just ignore them. I'll try and dim it down with like color editing or something. Anyway, so today is the day that we're going to pot or repot all of the bigger plants. And I'm going to start off with some of my Calatheas. I have 3 Calatheas and 1 Stromanthe, which I'm going to use the same potting mix because they're the same prayer plants. It's very similar to my Aroid potting mix with a couple of tweaks to make it more water retentive for Calatheas that don't like their soil to dry out. Okay, so yesterday I got pretty messy, so I do need a potting mat, you can hear me, to redo all of these bigger plants because with my Calatheas, they're just not doing very well. They've been outside all winter. They've had caterpillars. They've got crispy browning edges because they haven't had the right humidity levels, no consistency. So they're growing, but they're not doing very well at all. So I'm basically just going to repot into the same pot with absolutely fresh, new, beautiful soil, new, nutritious soil for these guys. I'm going to move them into a much better spot. I might even try and find space in my house. No idea how, because it's very full, but they deserve a little bit of love and care and attention. And my Orbifolia just keeps going and going through all of the tough times. So I definitely want to make that a little bit of a queen in my house somehow. It's just all about space. So let me just organize this and we'll get repotting. So this is my poor Orbifolia. This was once my pride and joy. I don't want to spray any like bad chemicals. I want to use all natural stuff, but it's really hard to keep snails away from plants and caterpillars. So there's definitely bugs out here, which I just can't help. That's what happens to plants, I guess. So that's why I want to move at least this one inside. Okay, I'm going to put him back in there for 2 ticks. Oh, right. This is a Freddie, Calathea Freddie. Oh, again, it's fairly soft, which is good. Calathea Freddie, let's bring him out, see what we got. Let's have a look. So that's not bad. It's got good white roots there. Lots of, actually quite white roots, lots of bulbs. Look at that, lots and lots of bulbs. Probably quite a lot of little plants in here. Okay, so that, you can see how rough I'm being with the roots, can't you? Because honestly, it's gone through so much stress already. A little bit more at the end here to make it better is not going to do that much damage. No more than it's already done. I'm going to put him back in there. That's the second one. And then the third one. So this one I put outside because where I used to work about 2 or 3 years ago, we used to go for coffee walks. And I've always had this Calathea Zebrina, I think from memory, Calathea Zebrina. I've always had it inside, and yet I saw these beautiful Calathea Zebrinas, huge, like the size of a big like flower bush or something, absolutely huge and really healthy. And it got 5 hours of morning sun all the way up until midday, and then it went into shade. So it was really, really happy outside. And most of my Calatheas are okay inside, but this one just seems to, it did go well for quite a bit outside until I neglected it. And now it looks like this. So I really do love this one, but I don't know if you've seen some of my other videos, but I haven't had the best year. I know a lot of people haven't. And, you know, my emotions in my life has been a little bit up and down. So early this year, I wasn't in the best frame of mind. So some of my plants just took the brunt of me not looking after them. Feeling better these days, but yeah, poor plants. So we're going to fix it. Oh my gosh. Can't take it off. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this out. Ugh. Nope, can't get it out. Okay, so I can't pull this out on my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside and I'm going to grab a knife and I'm going to take the knife, the sharp knife, around the edges. So let's do that right now. Look how compact that is. That is not good for the plant. So I have left it for way too long. So I'm literally going to have to cut the, it's not easy, but if you do it slowly but surely, now you can see it coming across. So I'm cutting off the roots on the edge of the pot. Right, so that's one side. Be very careful and stab yourself. Oh, yeah, see, I can hardly even get that down that edge. Nope. Oh, there we go. I think it's coming out. There we go. Oh my gosh, this is going to be... My hands are too small. Come on. There we go. Kaplunk. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look, it is confined with roots. And somehow there's plenty that are still surviving. That is just like thick, wall-to-wall roots. I'm going to cut off all the roots. Again, we're trying to start this girl from scratch, so
we're just going to cut. It's okay to cut off a third of the roots, and that's pretty much what we're going to do. Right, I am literally going to have to cut some more. I'm going to cut another, I don't want to cut off too much, but I can cut up to a third, as I said, so let's go in. I know some of you might be gasping right now, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to cut it all. Because the roots on the inside are preventing us, the roots on the outside are preventing us from getting into the middle. I don't think I've had this much of a root-bound plant ever, maybe? Like, I cannot separate it.
Okay, this thing is still a root ball after trying for a good 10 minutes to get it undone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the root ball. This is an old knife, so it's not the sharpest either. Yes, I'm being careful, don't worry. Right, so I've got 1, 2, 3 to go back into the pot with brand new soil. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these Calatheas and I'm going to wash the roots as much as possible on all 3, get rid of as much of the old soil as possible, see what the actual roots look like, see if there's any new healthy roots, and see what we're going to do from there. Okay, rinse them all. This is what they look like. So this is the Orbifolia. Here we go. Here we go. It's not bad. Lots and lots and lots of little bulbs. Roots aren't too bad. There's some darker ones, obviously. Some can come off, but I think the washing has got most of them off. So that's pretty good. So that'll be nice. Next one is this one. Freddie turned out pretty good, actually. So this is a tiny little one. He looks nice and healthy, which is good. And then this is the roots. Look at them. Look like onion bulbs, don't they? Lots and lots of good roots there, so I'm happy about that. Again, not all amazing, but lots of white ones, lots of healthy ones. That's pretty healthy. That's pretty healthy. Good, thick, chunky. So that's good as well. And then the pieces I'm going to use and put back in are this one. So quite a good amount of roots, not a lot of dirt. I feel like I got quite a bit off of that one. And then this one, still sitting in water there a little bit. This one, chunky monkey roots. Look at them all. And then the final one, there's the little one. There you go, the little one. You can see now why when you wash the roots, you can see if they're healthy or not, right? So there's still some dark ones in there, but there's plenty of light ones. So, and again, what I was just doing before is just pulling a little bit to see if anything comes off. It doesn't. While I'm potting this up, I know some of you have gone, uh-oh, she's killed it. That's it. They can't handle it. Its roots are terrible. They can't handle it. The one thing that would have killed it, slowly but surely, is not letting those roots breathe. And all of that thick soil and nowhere to grow, that was the problem. So I had to get rid of that. So I have stressed the plant out completely, absolutely. But I've loosened the roots. I'm going to give it fresh nutrients, fresh soil, like taking it to a hospital and fixing it up better. Put this guy in first. Look at that. Lots of room now. Oh, lots of room. Okay, so I've now repotted all 4. That took a long time. I've done the Stramanthe off camera as well. This is a Stramanthe Sunguniae. Not looking very good at the moment, but they're all repotted. But there is one more thing. If you think what I did with the roots is bad, some of you may not like what I'm about to do next. Needs a chop. So this one and my Freddie are going to be chopped up big time. So let's do it. They're all going. Leave that one. Sorry, babe. Yeah, but there's a couple of tiny little ones in there. So that's one. I need to clean that pot, obviously. Sorry, folks. Everything's coming up. It's a fire sale. Sorry, little one. It's okay. You'll come back all bright. Nice and happy and shiny. So I am sorry to everyone who I just gave a heart attack to. but it's okay. It'll come back nice and strong. So all is good. Do not worry. I have not killed the plant. I'm just restarting it from scratch. Okay, 4 Calatheas done. That's taken a good couple of hours out of my day, and I've only done the 4 plants, so we've got to keep moving. Okay, we've got another couple of hours left for the day. I'm now going to take these 5 plants. It's all the same plants. It was all the same cuttings of a plant. Some have gone well, some have not, but they've all stayed outside. It's a dragon tail, Philodendron dragon tail, and it just hasn't survived the winter. Again, a lot of my plants haven't, and I've left a lot of them alone. So I need to cut this up. Some I'm going to propagate again. This one here just kept growing and growing, but I've had it in sphagnum moss for I don't know how long, so I need to get rid of that. It's a crawler, not a climber, so I'm going to put it into this box here, which is an old plant that wasn't working. So I'm basically going to throw that one away. That was a gloriosum. It didn't work, so that's gone. And I'm going to pop it back into the long, just cleaning it out a bit, the long pot. So 5 into 1 with a couple of cuttings on the side. Little baby. I'm going to keep that. This one also needs. There's one there. There's one there. It's all doing its own thing. This thing again. Oh, cut that whole thing off. Take out the excess. Oh. See, it still has some decent healthy roots, just not being taken care of. Hasn't been in enough water. Whoops. Now, if the soil is healthy enough for some of my plants, I do sometimes reuse the soil. I don't use it exactly how it is. I check for bugs, can't have any bugs or pests in it. And if I'm going to reuse it, I'll probably put half of the old soil and mix it in with half new soil, like worm castings and potting mix and everything. Because the orchid bark and all of the chunky aerated mixed pieces are usually still pretty good. All right, so these, I think, these guys are starting to finally come and give me a little bit of growth. So I think these would definitely go into the new pot. Oh. Yeah, see, nice healthy roots still. Nice, decent, chunky roots. Ramen noodles. Just needs a nice, good repot to get it healthy again. Look at all those roots. That is nuts. Oops, sorry, camera. Look at them all. So that one, if anything, is going to go into this pot. That's definitely one that I'm going to put there. Okay, and then we've got this one here. So I need to, oh, look, you can already see all of the roots down there. So this also needs a good repot. So there's one that can go into the pot. It's trying to do its thing right around. So it's got this whole bare stem here. I'm going to cut that, propagate some maybe, throw some out, not sure, but I've tried to train it up a moss pole. It's done okay, but it hasn't stuck to it, and therefore it's lost leaves. Is not the best. So instead of trying to train it and climb, I'm going to let it do what it wants to do in nature and let it crawl. I'm going to chop right down the bottom. It's not needed whatsoever. Throwing that out. Ugh. And dusty, but again, just needs a good drink and a good new soil mix. I think I've got plenty here now. I think I've got enough to start a nice pot. Okay, he's done. It actually looks quite nice. I really love the leaves. And when they get big, they get 5. You can just see that one, 5, 7, 9. Just beautiful. Right. Everything else is still to be potted up. I am running out of, I'm running out of Aroid mix solution. I'm running out of Calathea mix. I've run out of that. I've got no more cactus mix. So, and I'm feeling quite tired. I've done quite a lot. So even though today hasn't been as full on as yesterday with so many plants, okay, I might just make up one more Aroid mix and that might be it for the day. And let's see how many plants we can do with that one mix. Right, I've changed spots one last time because I want to show you a couple of philodendrons actually that I'm going to redo with my Aroid mix that I've just made, my one last big pot, because I've run out of perlite, I've run out of orchid bark, new things, so I can't make any more anyway, so I'm going to have to go buy some tomorrow. So let's just use up what I've got here and I'll show you a couple of things that really desperately need repotting. This is, you probably know what plant this is. It's a philodendron Birkin, but look at that. It's literally sitting over the side. And the plant itself has all this where the leaves have come off and it's just regrowing again. It was in the back corner on the shelves just out there, and it just hasn't done very well. I couldn't really see what I was watering, so I was kind of a bit potluck with the watering. So I must have not watered it enough. There's a couple of roots coming through, still white, very dry. Oops, see, white but dry. I just pulled some off. It hasn't had a moss pole or anything like that to lean against, so it's literally just flopping over the sides. Looks like I've just directly potted it in pumice. I don't remember ever doing that. Maybe I bought it like that. Maybe. It's probably what it is, actually. I don't even think I've ever repotted it. Oops. So when I repot it, I'm going to repot it up to there. So all of this, see, it's got old, like, aerial roots. That's going to just go under the soil. It won't probably grow anything, but it will give it stability because it's so floppy. Okay. So old floppy joppies, but refreshed. Can't see that, can you? Beautiful, nice soil. Here we go. My Aroid mix needs water. And we'll... Next one was this one. So this technically was my Philodendron Ring of Fire, but about 2 weeks ago, it decided to get rid of all of its leaves ready for this video. So we're going to throw that away. So I'm literally going to chop it right at the base, start again, and I might propagate these because it did have really lovely variegation. Literally right down the base. Ta-da! And I'm going to cut him there because that is gone. That's dead. And there we go. So it lost a lot of roots, which is why I went from this pot to this pot. So there you go. That's it. And then I've got 3. I'm going to use those 3. I just cut up that long stem into 3 pieces, and I'm going to propagate those in a propagation box with sphagnum moss and a lid and humidity and everything. So this has been doing pretty good, actually. So it doesn't need much updating. It's just growing a brand new flower, technically, seed. I don't want that. I want to cut it off. But I don't really give this one a lot of attention. But it's been in a pot, and I looked the other day and roots coming out. So it just needs a refresh. It's actually lost quite a bit of soil. It's about that much of a gap from the top of the pot. So it just needs a refresh. So let's quickly do this one. I'm not going to touch the rest. It stays on a moss pole. So join the moss pole. Just needs a refresh. Okay. Oh, make a mess everywhere. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Can you see that? Oh, dripping dirt all over myself. Just very dry because I haven't watered it in a while. Beautiful thick root there. Ramen noodle coming out. Okay, and that one is now repotted as well. There you go, my silver sword. I'm going to wipe over the leaves and stuff like that. So that is my silver sword done, and that, folks, is me done for all of my repotting. All right, that was 2 full days. Dirt was everywhere, but I've cleaned up a little bit, cleaned myself up a little bit actually, and I have done a full count of all of the plants that I repotted over the last 2 days. So have you got your original guess from the beginning of the video? So my original guess for myself was 63, just here, and my actual full count was, drumroll please, 53. 53. It felt like 100, but it was only 53. Now I say only 53, but 53 is a huge number to go across for 2 days, considering they weren't all like this size. There were some big ones, some tall ones, some short ones, some unhealthy ones. I had to fix quite a few, at least half of the 53. And it felt really, really good. So even though I didn't get close to the 100 at this stage for these 2 days, I'm very proud of myself. Thank you for helping me. But I still have the rest of the 100, if not more, to repot. So I have decided that this is going to be a bigger spring repotting series. So the repotting marathon continues. Next step is going to be the huge decking in that corner. I'm going to redo the whole thing, make it nice and aesthetic. And then after that, I'm going to add another repotting video all about my massive plants, 2.5, 3 meter tall plants. So that's going to be the 3rd video in this repotting series. So make sure you're subscribed to see the full amount, get a notification, press that notification bell if you want to see the next couple of videos in this repotting marathon. As always, have a week full of leaves, love, and lots of laughter. And I will see you in this next video of repotting for the huge spring deck makeover. That's hard to say. I'll see you in this one. Bye.